So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, according to this video, a second great Sphinx has been found. Now, you know how we are about the ancient history, man. So we're going to dive right into it. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. And let's learn something. Let's check it out.
When we first explore the suppressed, yet very real, secret passageways littering the Sphinx base and structure, we were confronted with compelling evidence to suggest another Sphinx existed on the other side of the African continent in Zinder. Not only were there still existing remnants of this once spectacular structure, but there also remains the clearly recognizable and notoriously erosion-resistant accompanying pyramids. However, what some may find astonishing is that exactly 6,000 kilometers to the east, in a place known as Baluchistan, Pakistan, another Sphinx can also be found, clearly of a similar antiquity, supporting the suspicion claimed many times on our channel that a civilization which far preceded the ancient Egyptians actually built these amazing pyramids. Known as the Sphinx of Baluchistan, many funded academics have strongly denied the possibility of this familiar-looking formation being of man-made origin, and many attempt to claim that its familiar shape, along with the surrounding environment's artificial appearance, is mere coincidental, and that the entire—
I was saying, I can see both sides of the coin on this one. Look at it. I can see why some people could say, that might be man-made, while others say, nah, that's just naturally formed like that. You know what I mean? I can see both sides, just a mere glance at it. You know what I mean? I can make an argument for either case.
Environment's artificial appearance is mere coincidental, and that the entire area is just a natural formation. These conclusions, made with no official archaeological investigation ever being undertaken at the site. Thankfully, however—
See, this close-up is even better. Y'all tell me, what do y'all think? Like I said, I can see both sides. Remember the picture where it was saying earlier, the head dressing, different things it was naming off? I kind of can see it.
An equal number of individuals who have actually visited this site, most self-funded, have actually concluded the complete opposite. Graham Hancock being but one individual who has concluded that the site is indeed a very ancient Sphinx, quite possibly dating back to the last precession of Leo, some 12,500 years ago. As Graham's website put it, quote, "The Sphinx appears to be decked up in a headdress that closely resembles the Nemes headdress of the Egyptian pharaoh. The Nemes headdress is a striped headcloth that covers the crown and the back of the head. It has two large conspicuous flaps which hang down behind the ears and in front of the shoulders. The Sphinx has horizontal groove across its forehead, which corresponds to the pharaonic headband that holds the Nemes headdress in place. One can easily make out the contours of the reclining forelegs of the Sphinx, which terminate in very well-defined paws. It is difficult to see how—
It's like I can't unsee it now. You know what I mean? I'm more so on the side of it is, the more they keep showing it to me. And I think that's a strategic way of making us believe that it is. It's hard for me to unsee it. And then it's like they showed the picture first, so that's ingrained in your mind, then show you this. It's hard for you not to see it.
Nature could have carved out a statue that resembles a well-known mythological animal to such an astonishingly accurate degree." End quote. We find it disappointing, yet not surprising, that many individuals within modern academia, accredited with many titles to their name and thus much educational responsibility, would defend a paradigm regardless of investigative support, a highly unprofessional yet repeated practice across many fields. The Sphinx is perceived by nearly all concerned as a symbol of protection, a guarding force which was often erected at sacred or highly important sites. And the Sphinx of Baluchistan is no different, appearing to be guarding a temple-like structure nearby. Many have concluded that the Baluchistan Sphinx temple site actually retains clear evidence of pillars, a temple entrance, an elevated sculpted structure to the left of the entrance, along with much more interesting geology in the surrounding area. Is the Baluchistan really just a natural formation? If so, why has no official investigation been undertaken? It is clearly a very controversial archaeological site, and one we find highly compelling.
Very much so.
Although certain ancient monuments and megaliths within Britain have gained quite a firm footing upon the world stage in regards to historical enigmas, many more are overlooked, generally in favor of these familiar friends. Stonehenge being but one among these particularly popular attractions for the crowds. Stonehenge rests within the Stonehenge, Avebury, and associated UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Another member of this cluster of sites is known as Silbury Hill, which remained the largest man-made structure within Europe for many thousands of years. It's made completely out of chalk, and that is indeed an ancient pyramid which is some 4,000 plus years old. Once you learn these incredible facts regarding this ancient structure within the UK, just a stone's throw away from Stonehenge, you begin to suspect that Stonehenge may not be as impressive as it's made out to be, and that it may have been used to distract the public away from this phenomenal structure. Excavations of the pyramid have revealed that it took no less than 100 years to complete, and also housed an ancient cathedral. All attempts to burrow to the center of the pyramid in search of a burial chamber, in particular the tombs, have so far ended in failure. Like many other ancient sites across the world, we have little to no idea as to who the constructors of the pyramid were, its purpose, or indeed why they chose to construct it out of chalk. A new book published by English Heritage attempts to suggest that the 120-foot tall pyramid was not in fact built to a grand blueprint, but was assembled by at least 3 generations of supposed Bronze Age Britons between 2400 and 2300 BC with the use of primitive tools. An explanation we found severely lacking in any real explanatory substance. Dr. Jim Leary, English heritage archaeologist, has attempted to say that the creators were building the mound as part of a continuous storytelling ritual, and that the final shape of the mound was probably unimportant. He argues that the familiar outline of stepped sides and the flat top visible today is largely the result of Anglo-Saxons and later alterations. With the overwhelming amount of pyramidal structures dotting the earth from around the same era, we found this explanation verged on ignorance. Were the builders of this grand ancient structure the same culprits who constructed the pyramids of Giza? Did they use chalk due to its abundance within the local area? And if so, why choose the center of Wiltshire in the UK to construct it? Is Stonehenge...
Why does that even matter, though? The important thing should be, okay, this structure I can't get the words out, could contain, I got it out finally, this structure could contain so much ancient history or answers to ancient history that we've been in search of. You know what I mean? So whether they deem it or not or whatever they're arguing over it for, how about we still investigate the inside of it to see what it contains? You know what I'm saying? We've had questions about buildings and different things and markings on walls and different tools and different things that we found in history. Some of the answers could be in there. Might not be in there. Who knows? We won't know until we go inside. Like, that's the part that gets me. All the politics that surround this stuff gets on my nerves. We just want the answers to the truth. You know what I'm saying? To history. And it could be in there. We don't know. I feel like they just be delaying and going through just the whole bickering aspects of the politics gets to me.
Did they use chalk due to its abundance within the local area? And if so, why choose the center of Wiltshire in the UK to construct it? Is Stonehenge connected in some way to this enormous structure? Many questions are left unanswered because it seems certain schools of thought lack the capacity to entertain them as possibilities. If we were able to approach such topics with a free range of thought, perhaps we would realize so much more about our very old home and our very distant ancestors.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. And
thank you. Is that not what I was just saying? Like, answers could be there. Yeah.
Till next time, take care.
Pardon my frustration.
Scattered over 700,000 square kilometers of glistening southern Pacific Ocean, 176 small tropical islands, which make up what is known as Tonga. And one, it seems, was chosen for the location of a rather amazing ancient structure. One of the most mysterious megalithic monuments in the world, an ancient trilithon known as the Megalith Gate of Hahamunga. The mainstream academic explanation for the site is as follows. Hahamunga is a megalith trilithon that was built around 1200 AD, built by a king of the time as the entrance to his royal compound, Heketa. As with many intriguing and confusing ancient structures upon Earth, if you dig further than mainstream attested views, you will often unearth another opinion, often suggesting a far longer, far more astonishing tale set much farther back within our past. And the Tonga Gateway is no exception. Although mainstream archaeology, through native folklore and currently accepted chronological knowledge of the previous inhabitants of the island, suggests that the Tonga Trilithon is but a mere 800 years old. There exist three rather large problems with this conclusion. Until, of course, erosion inevitably takes hold, drawing a line between a discernible archaeological feature and an apparent geological one. The Tonga Gateway now consists of 3 coral limestone slabs, each still weighing in at around 40 tons. 3 rather large elephants in the room for mainstream archaeology. Like with all other...
See, even though it looks like it's been through an exponential amount of erosion, look at it. Look at all these holes. Look at it. It still looks to me like it's still holding up very, very well. Like it can still go, last a heck of a lot longer. Just look at it. That's insane. Now, how did they do that? This is part of my frustration for the last clip. Like, we have questions because how did they do this? Who got that up there like that? How many people did it take? Did they have some advanced technology? And whatever it was advanced, because look how long, you could tell this is ancient.
Rather large elephants in the room for mainstream archaeology. Like with all other trilithons dotted around the world, the documented primitive capabilities during modern historical timelines will continue to demonstrate a lack of credibility to the school-taught fanciful tales given for their construction. On the contrary, these sites indicate a once far more capable civilization left somewhere within Earth's very distant past. For example, there are many legends linking the Hahamunga Gateway to Maui. As William Corliss astutely put it, Maui is but a label slapped upon everything found within the South Pacific which cannot be explained. End quote. Additionally, to disassemble the phony public narrative further, Corliss's own research, other explorers of the island, along with Eric von Daniken's compelling and comprehensive studies of the island, found that islanders, although willing to tell tall tales to tourists, lacked any reasonable replication skills at a later date. Put simply, they were lying. Indeed, although they spoke of a king some 800 years ago, the massive stones, being a gateway to his Heketa, after extensive exploration of the island by many people, especially behind the gateway, which the entire site is seemingly focused in on, no trace of a Heketa has ever been found. Some specialists who have studied the erosion patterns upon the coral stones have come forward with claims that the Tonga site is a ruin far older than currently thought, and that although the stones are rough in appearance today, they were much larger and also smoothly cut into squares using an unknown ancient technology.
I believe that.
Some claim may have happened as far back as 10, maybe even 100,000 years ago.
I believe
Was
that.
the Hahamunga Gateway some form of ancient stargate? Why place it exactly where it is? Why build it exactly how it was built? Who would go through such effort of transporting many 40-ton blocks of coral to this small island, then somehow...
Somebody of importance. Like, Extreme importance. That's who did this. And like you said, this could have been the entrance way to their, you know what I mean, their home or whatever. And yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. And like we were saying earlier, looking at it, you could tell by the holes on it, the erosion. That thing was ancient. You gotta break it up in 2 syllables. Ancient. That's how you know it's super old. You can't just say ancient. Ancient. Something wrong with me.
Now, constructing this once enormous and mysterious structure, aligned as a gateway that led to nowhere. Or did it?
I think it led somewhere.
How does an illusion work? Have you ever contemplated the implications of this rather peculiar of experiences? There is a number of philosophers, scientists, and many other individuals from many different fields of study who have, through their long and successful careers, come to the conclusion that we, as a species, see but a mere fragment of the true reality which surrounds us, ultimately realizing that reality is nothing but a mere illusion created by our brains in their limited attempts to understand the elaborately existing universe around us. A visual illusion, one such as this, is created by our confusion of reality and perception. Although our brains can recognize that the colors are indeed the same, because one is in shade, our perception will assume that the other must be a lighter color. This regardless of the reality which we are confronted with. An illusion such as this proves that our perceptions are crucial in our understanding of the universe around us. We continue through our development as a species and our understanding of the universe around us, yet we are merely translating a reality from a universe we are never able to truly appreciate in our current form. We are seemingly carving out our own reality within a matrix far more complex than we could possibly imagine. A universe just
within a matrix. Nah, man, we trying to get unplugged out the matrix. That's what we trying to do, bro. That's why we go and search for information. It's the same as Neo. He was in search of Morpheus. At the same time, Morpheus was in search of him. Go watch the movie. And that's what we're in search of information, man. Just trying to figure it out and get answers to the questions that we all have.
Just waiting to be
That's
discovered and explored. As understandings develop concerning our translation of reality, we become more and more aware of this fact and the possibility that the universe was indeed intelligently designed and quite possibly a simulation built to provide an unlimited number of perceptions for an unlimited possibility of realities. Quote, many works of science fiction, as well as some forecasts by serious technologists and futurologists, predict that enormous amounts of computing power will be available in the future. Let us suppose for a moment that these predictions are correct. One thing that later generations might do with their super powerful computers is run detailed simulations of their forebears or of people like their forebears. Because their computers would be so powerful, they could run a great many such simulations. Therefore, if we don't think we are currently living in a computer simulation, we are not entitled to believe that we will have descendants who will run lots of such simulations of their forebears. Nick Bostrom from Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?
I especially like the last part because, man, the more and more you think about it, sometimes, I don't know, man, it depends on how you feeling that day. Some days I think about everything in its inception, how we came to be, all the information and data that points to maybe the Big Bang, maybe it didn't happen, all of the dinosaurs that were gone and how the universe formed and different things like that. You know, did we get lucky? And we're the only ones that got lucky? Or are we in a computer simulation? It's interesting things nonetheless. Think about. You know, don't consume yourself with it. Don't let it drive you insane. Have fun with it and just entertain different things and research and get different perspective on things and different theories from scientists. Use it as a form of fun learning, entertaining. Don't drive yourself crazy and be in the comment section acting all weird. All right, I'm skipping that comment. Promise you. Y'all get at me in the comment section though and let me know what you thought of this video and stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.